Hey everyone, it's a beautiful early morning in New Hampshire. Take a look at this water going into this pipe. Seems a little bit undersized for this amount of water. It looks like whatever overflows can go into there. By evidence of erosion, it doesn't look like it's ever gone where it couldn't be handled by both of these. Well, today is early May, and it's like 37 degrees out. Matter of fact, this morning I saw some snow up in the mountains. It's actually snowing in the mountains right now. If it was a little bit colder, it would be snowing down here. Pretty interesting. We're just driving around looking at some more flood waters. This is really awesome. Look at this coming out of the pipe. Look at all that aeration right there. That is really cool. A little bit further down this road, we came across a blockage here that we're gonna remove. So you see the main road is right here, and this is the old main road back in the day. Back there where I was showing that first pipe with all the aeration and agitation, a couple houses are actually on that part of the old main road, and you see there's still an active power line here, but this really is not used for anything. I'm gonna show you guys a giant flood. The water cannot be handled by the pipe, and it's just going right on over. But it looks like we have a couple blockages right here. It looks like a blockage right there underneath the actual main road. And right here, we have a blockage under the old main road. Look at this. Look at all this junk. So I think the best thing to do in this situation would be to go and unclog the pipe under the main road first, drain that back before we send another gush through there. So let's go see what we got before we get the rake out. Let's see if this is going to be an easy one or a hard one. It looks like it'll be fairly easy. The only thing is the amount of leaves. Hopefully, when we remove these couple sticks holding it back, we'll be able to simply just let all the leaves pass through underneath the road. Look at this big stick right here. Oh, look at that. That's already letting a little bit of water in there. This, I think, is actually part of the blockage, this big stick. Yeah. I want to go see what it looks like on the other side of the road. And then I think we're going to go ahead and grab camera number 2. So this on the other side of the road is the Saco River. Someone told me that this thing was majorly flooding a couple days ago. So by the evidence, I don't see any grass pushed over or anything, but actually part of the main road, they have cones set up. It eroded the edge of it. None of the pavement actually fell in, but it was very close. So here's the other end of the pipe. Yeah, we're gonna go grab camera number 2 and leave it right here, right next to the Saco River. Beautiful view. Wow, that was actually holding it up. I'm glad I didn't rip it out of there before. Whoa, that's a bigger pipe than it looked like from before. Wow, there's so many things in there. It's already clogging by the stuff coming over. Look at all those leaves. Wow. This is actually so much fun. Look at it eat all those leaves. That must look awesome on the other side. I think we're gonna have to unclog this one again, maybe of leaves when we get that one. That water dropped fast. Fantastic. Look at that, self-dredging. That was really cool. Before we go and grab camera number 2, just watch me grab that debris out of the pipe right there. There's so much slop right here on the river bank. Oh, this thing's gonna clog again. And we don't have the water pressure anymore. It's gotta come out of the ditch. All of it. All of it. Now this little bit here will most likely get sent through once we get the blockage over on the old main road. Look at it all flowing back into the pipe. That looks cool. You're about to see all this stuff on camera number 2. Nice. Nice and wide open. Now, if water levels ever get high again, there's just so much debris here on the edge of the stream. It's so easy for a pipe this small to clog. You know, if this was like a 3-foot pipe or 4-foot pipe, yes, it's technically oversized, but when you're up in the mountains like this, sometimes it needs to run. I can tell this has been backed up for a while. I think during the spring thaw, especially this year, you know, I always brag about how good the New Hampshire DOT is, but I think this year they're a little overwhelmed because of all the rain. Because I've been finding so many blockages, and you can tell this blockage, it's not neglect. Everything you see there, that is a brand new blockage. But I can tell this area floods often. The pipe is simply too small. It gets plugged all the time. Now we're gonna go grab camera number 2 across the road. You know what? No, we're gonna leave camera number 2 across the road. And I'm just gonna bring you over here. And you guys can see how long it takes for all that debris to get all the way under both roads. Yeah, we've never done that before. Both roads at the same time. Let's get in here and start unblocking. There's gonna be another blast. Let's just prepare the entrance. This pipe looks like it's exactly the same size. Look at this, it just takes a couple sticks and all these leaves cake against it, making a solid blockage. Oh, that stick is so big, look at that. Yeah, this is gonna need help. I'm sure the other one's gonna clog again. Oh, this stuff is so heavy. It's starting to go through the pipe. All right. Go on, slop. Right on through. I wonder how long it'll take to start seeing anything happening all the way over there. It's over 100 feet away. Go on, slop. Oh, this looks so cool now that we're getting it moving. This looks so cool. Get any sticks out of there that could potentially get clogged. Go on, keep going. Keep going. We got it. Now it's completely unclogged and everything is moving. There we go. Everything is on its way out and that big flood is draining back. You can tell by the evidence, this has gone up high enough. I think it was probably crossing the road. Now look at the other side. Look at this big slurry going through. Look at that. It's like an awesome mud flow. That is so cool. You guys are gonna see a giant blast start coming through over on the other side. Look at that flow of mud and leaves. That is awesome. And there's no sticks, so it might not get clogged. Oh, there it goes, there it goes. Letting loose, right on in the pipe. Wow, it didn't get clogged. Look at it, it just picked up so fast. All right, I'm gonna get down in there while you guys are watching. I'm gonna clean up a little bit that got stuck along the way. Everything that I'm cleaning up got stuck on a stick. Sticks are always the problem. The leaves can go through. We are all clear. Both pipes are completely open, completely free all the way through. Water is flowing good. Awesome. All right, we're gonna go pick up camera number 2 on the other side of the road. And we're gonna keep on going today looking for floods. When I say that the New Hampshire DOT is getting a little behind because they're just overwhelmed, well, the same goes for me. You know, in the past 3 weeks, I have probably made over 50 videos, and that's extremely unusual. It's gonna take me forever to edit those together, but the good thing is, I am gonna be making a lot of cool videos during the dry months when I have the time to start putting them things together. Look at that, everything came through, there it is. Went right into the river and it is out of there. Wow. Yeah, there's been so much flooding in northern New England. I was just down in Mass, back to Maine, Mass a couple times in the same week. And there's just blockages in every single state. They're building up like crazy. It's fantastic how many blockages there are. You can actually see a good water line over there. You see it right here? The river was probably 3 feet higher here during maximum flood stage. You see there's a little bit of debris stuck there, but it did not go beyond this point. Did not flood up in here this time. Amazing. You know, this is usually a pretty busy road every other time I've been up into this area. And you're probably wondering why it's not busy today. There's barely any traffic on the main road. That is because it's 6:30 in the morning. Morning commute has not even started. I started on my journey today at 4 a.m. and we just came across a lot of cool stuff. Take a look at this. road is completely flooded here. And is there a culvert? If there is, it's unrecognizable. We're still gonna get out and try to look for it. Let's just pull over for a second right here. I'm actually still waking up a little bit because I just got up like at 4 o'clock. Last night I got about 6 hours of sleep, but my body's still running a little bit slow. Yeah, because of all this flooding, I've been doing like 16 plus hour days the past 5 days, just storm chasing like crazy. Yeah, so it looks like there probably is a culvert under here, but look at the sand. It's completely buried wherever it might be. It says state property, no trespassing, so this is like, looks like the DOT's gravel pit where they get fill for the road. It looks like they've been chopping down part of the mountain. I see a bunch of rocks and gravel they're getting out of there. See, the water's pretty deep here, but the road is very stable. And this is not an active road, so that's probably why. Maybe right here, right before their gate, this may be where a pipe begins, potentially, but it's just so buried and so neglected. And they don't care. This is a gravel pit. These roads are built so well, probably compacted so well from hundreds of trucks, dump trucks going in and out of there, and they're so heavy. But what I'm more interested in is, where's this water going? Is there a culvert underneath the actual main road? That's what I'm going to see right now. Because there is a build up here, and it's not going down to the pipe we just unclogged. So where is it going? That's what we're here to see. Can we even see where it's going? Or is it just possibly sinking in the ground? This area looks severely neglected. Oh, maybe not. See the water trickling around this cool tree with all its roots exposed. We're walking through here, and now it's going down a ditch, and there's probably a big pipe down here, which is kind of dumb. You see how it's backed up all across the road? They gotta dig this whole area out, dig a deep channel through this so we can actually get down to this pipe. Let's see. The ditch down here is actually quite flooded. We're gonna find the pipe and figure this out. So right here, this is where the old main road connects again. There's definitely some sort of pipe here. This is where all the water's going. See, the ditch obviously has some problems. What's going on right here? Woodpecker or beaver? This thing's pretty rotten, so probably, yeah, that's a woodpecker. This thing is so rotten, a beaver wouldn't want this. Look at it, I could push this thing over if I wanted. So, this pipe is not gonna be clogged. This whole gully would be filling up. You can see they brought trimming equipment in here in the past year. This pipe is a little bit bigger than the ones we unclogged. Oh, it does have a blockage. A slight one. We don't even have to go back for the rake. Just a couple of sticks that leaves could easily jam against and cause a bigger blockage. Oh, just sent it through. And this is actually still alive. All clear. At first I thought maybe it was backing up because the river is so deep. Now here's the pipe under the old road. Anything blocking it over on this side? Yeah, looks like it. We got a whirlpool right there. Look at that. Here we go. Look at that. Open that pipe back up. Sending lots of leaves down there. Wow, that's a very thick pipe. It is corrugated, it's not cast iron, but it's old and it's very thick. We got that thing open nice. Look at all the sediment that's built up over the years, because they're not maintaining this, despite having a DOT yard right there. We're running out of flow to help us dredge. There we go. More coming through. Feeling the bottom. Any more sticks? Couple. We got a couple. And I think we're clear now. This mud's becoming sticky. Wow, that's so deep. They really got to dredge this with an excavator. What I did right there is only gonna last for so long. There's so much stuff upstream that's just gonna end up coming on down here. But we did get it completely open. But this right here, that is not stable at all. That's like, you sink so deep into that. Let's see what we did across. All right, right here, look at this. Here comes all those leaves. Just built up by this debris right here. Oh, we just ripped a whole tree out of the ground, look at that. All clear, 100%. Now here comes all that mud flow. About to go across the road into the river. Doesn't look like anything's blocking it. We just sent a lot more water in. And I think we're good. That was a very productive past 20 minutes here. And I almost didn't stop at the area, because it didn't look like much from the road, but I'm glad I turned around. I hope today's video was interesting, everybody. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. We're gonna get back on the road and see what else cool stuff we can find today. All right, everyone, one more car. I just want to show you the damage to this road right here. There's not much traffic out. Just take a look up this road right here. Look at all the damage. So much of the asphalt's missing. The drainage ditch just couldn't handle it. See, the entire drainage ditch right there eroded, and it put it all right down here. There's piles of it. Look at this. The edge of this road is all eroded. Now you see right here where they have it marked with cones. This is relatively minor. It's just a bunch of sediment. It didn't really erode. Most of this actually came out of the woods. But there was one spot where they had cones. It was very eroded, many feet. And the asphalt wasn't breaking, but it was very close to falling in. Ah, damn it. The cop is still here. It's kind of weird me getting out right next to that. I was going to show you this erosion here with this culvert pipe. It looks like the whole embankment just fell into the pipe. The reason that happened is because the water was going towards the culvert so fast, bashing into the embankment on the edges. It was eroding the edges of the culvert, and the whole retaining wall fell over into it, blocking it. And then it started flooding over the road. That's what happened right there. Yeah, right as I was about to get out and pull over, cop just stopped that guy right there. I went to get gas. It's been about 15 minutes, still there. I'm not going to wait anymore. Take a look at all this erosion right here. Whole edge of the road got tons of erosion damage from the storm. All washed out. Wow. Oh my gosh. That is pretty epic. I want to get out here and show you guys what I'm seeing. Wow, this must have been so awesome a couple days ago. Yeah, in the past half an hour, I've seen so many DOT trucks. They're out in full force fixing this. Anyways, earlier in the video, I showed you the little tiny Saco River. Well, down at this point, the Saco River is huge, and it passes under that bridge, I believe. Look at this. The debris through the entire forest. This whole road went underwater a couple days ago. It's amazing the road didn't wash out even more. So, wow, look at this. the debris stuck around every single bush. There was at least 2 feet of water going across this road. Wow. So it looks like the water was moving this way. It went over the road fine, but as it was bumping down the other side, that's when it started digging away at the edge. Because you see, they don't let the grass grow up to the road. They have this gravel, which is actually a weakness. If the grass was allowed to grow all the way up to the road, I don't think the erosion would have been nearly as bad. You see, as the water starts going over this little lip, as it gets more and more, it starts digging, and down there, it dug so much of it. And over here, look at all the debris that got stuck against the woods. So, for the water to get this high right here, there had to have been 2 feet of water in the road. And this whole area down here probably flooded too. Wow, so much water. I wish I knew this flooding was happening. But when this was happening in New Hampshire, I was down in Massachusetts, storm drain chasing. We're not going to do that anymore. Down there, they have basically put an end to that. It would have been way better if I was up here doing this stuff instead. Down there, we just got a couple measly drains. I think we're basically going to give up on that state for now. So does anyone know why the state of New Hampshire and also a couple other states in recent years have been putting this couple feet of sand and gravel on the edge of the road? Is that so it dries out more and prevents frost heaving and cracking on the edge? Or is it to stop the grass from possibly causing damage? Because it seems to be very counter-effective. During these heavy rainstorms, as the water goes gushing off the road, as the ditch starts flowing a lot, so many of these roads have erosion damage because there's no grass, there's nothing holding it together anymore. It's not being effective at all. I don't know what they're going for by putting sand, because I've seen them when they repave these roads, and New Hampshire has a lot of funding. They repave almost every main road every couple of years. They do it so often. So I don't think it's because of damage, because they do it so often, but I've seen them with dump trucks. They have this special attachment on the side of the dump truck. It pours it out on the edge of the road, and they steamroll it flat, this gravel, and it doesn't seem to be working out too well. A lot of it is eroding. Oh, here we go again. Whole edge of the road eroded right there. If that had been grass, it would have been able to put up with that, and there wouldn't be any damage. I don't know if you guys are able to see this or not, but these trees are absolutely covered in freezing rain. It's really cool to see that in the month of May. It just shows how cold it can be up here in northern New Hampshire. Yeah, it looks like we maybe freezing fog. Freezing rain or freezing fog. It looks like we have a little bit of both going on right now. Good amount of freezing rain today. I just got out because I wanted to show you this in person. We're on the road in New Hampshire. I'm not sure exactly the name of it, but this is the steepest main road. I mean, the highest elevation main road, I believe, in all of New England. I know for a fact it's the highest in New Hampshire, but take a look at this. Like I was just mentioning how they put this gravel, 3/4 inch gravel and sand fill on the edge of the road. Why? When it pours, the water gushing off the road, look what it does. It's got no stability at all, and it's just tearing the road apart. If they allowed grass to grow up to it, none of this damage would be here. And this goes up and around the corner a good couple hundred feet, and they have a sign saying low shoulder, so somebody with a short vehicle doesn't pull off this and just destroy their undercarriage. Yeah, so if you fell into this, unless you have over a foot of clearance, you're gonna hit that. I would definitely hit that if I pulled over here. I just want to appreciate how beautiful this is over here. Look at that. That's really pretty. I got my vest on and stuff right now since I'm walking around in the road, but earlier when I was down in the ditch, I didn't feel the need for it. You know, I just realized, can we appreciate how the New Hampshire DOT, I have never seen damage from an idiot with an excavator. Today, I went to a place doing an update video where it was a culvert. It had rocks in it. I showed in a video a few weeks ago. Went back today. They completely cleared it, and that culvert was feet underwater, and they didn't damage it one bit. It's amazing. I've never seen that. They train their guys really good in this state. Almost the entire road, the whole edge is just destroyed because it's got no structural integrity at all. Just sand that they put down. I think this is a huge failure that they're doing this on the roads. Today alone, like just look right now where the guardrail is. Right there was all grass, zero damage. But I'd say so far, me driving around today, dozens and dozens of miles of damage edging. All right, everyone, we're waiting for the road to be clear. We got to flip around. It looks like a ton of damage to show. This road right up here looks like it's got a ton of damage. I'm so glad I came up to New Hampshire today, because New Hampshire in past years has never really had a lot of stuff because they're pretty good with maintenance, but they just can't keep up because we've had so much rain these past couple weeks. This section of road looks like water was going across it. Let's see if we can prove it. You see all the rocks right here to the edge? That may be there because they intend on it. I can tell to my left was definitely flooding. At some point it looks like it was going over, but not recently, no. Definitely in the past couple days there was water flooding everywhere to the left, but it doesn't look like it went over the road. But I could tell just by passing by the road, it's gone over the road at some point. So this road just ends into a campground. I want to get out right here. It looks like this culvert pipe under the road may have significant damage. So when I was driving over the top, I immediately noticed right here is all cracking and falling apart. The way the water is angled, it may be destroying and eroding the edge of the pipe, I'm thinking. Look how beautiful the moss is on the side of this riverbed. Beautiful. And you see this water right here, that's just groundwater. See, it's not up there, it's just randomly coming out of the ground. The ditch right here needs to be dug, so you see the water is supposed to be going down there. So this is all falling apart. This might just be from the water coming here, freeze and thaw cycles, slowly destroying it. Oh, that's an actual bridge. That's not a culvert pipe. But anytime we see damage, we get out and look at it. If it looks really hazardous, we report it, or hang up some ribbons to warn people that might be driving near it. Definitely some erosion damage, but nothing to be concerned about. Do you see that in there? I just scared it into the woods. There's a moose right there. All right, everyone, on this section of road, the river across the street is extremely high, but I had to stop at this pipe, even though there's never been anything here before. Obviously, sometimes there is. We just had a lot of flooding, so I just had to come down and look. Nope, there is not a blockage. There is one stick there I'm gonna go ahead and grab, but other than that one stick, it just can't handle the water. And it has nothing to do with the river across the street. It's just a small pipe. All right, everyone, we just got onto a logging road from the main road. I was gonna go down a different road today, but it is still closed for mud season, probably for a few more weeks before we can pass down there. I know there's gonna be lots of blockages and stuff, but this road we just turned onto, supposedly there's a big sign back there that says road flooded, so I wonder what we may come across down here. It might be pretty exciting. So I noticed for the very first time, I've been traveling these roads ever since I was a little kid, and I've never seen signs like this before, but they are starting to put them up all over. I'm thinking that tourists or people coming up here during mud season are getting stuck a lot, and the logging company is getting kind of tired of it. So in the past couple weeks, popping up, is this a culvert? No, just a puddle. So in the past couple weeks, what is popping up everywhere are signs saying trucks only, no cars, 4x4s only, deep mud, things like that. And also another sign that keeps going up around here that I've never seen before. They're all brand new. There's now signs saying between October 31st and I believe it said May 1st, tire chains are mandatory to keep in your vehicle. So they got those signs now, and the signs saying that they want you to come down here with 4x4 trucks only. And one of them even went as far as saying $5,000 fine minimum if you get stuck. Now, that right there, I don't think that they would actually enforce that. I think that is just to discourage people from coming down here when these roads are very horrible. But this road right here is not bad at all. But this time of year, the big rigs are not allowed to go down these roads because they would sink pretty deep and they would mess the road up pretty fast. So, as soon as we get to the flooded area, I'll show you what we got. I don't know if it's going to be on this dirt road or if it's on the main road, because this is going to turn back into asphalt in a little while. Camera was off only a couple of minutes, and look at this. Wow. I don't think we're driving through that, but we're going to find a detour around. I just want to get out and show you guys this, and I'm going to put some marking ribbon up around this. So somebody has gone through here. Probably someone with a Jeep. They definitely bottomed out right there. But if that guy's doing that kind of stuff, he probably has really good skid plates. That's a pretty cool rock. Look at that. So this is a pretty big washout. What happened here was apparently this culvert is maybe clogged, but it definitely couldn't handle the water, and it just went across the road. And it being a dirt road, it washed out pretty easily. So this is actually not that big of a drop. But I am not going to go over that. I know a quick detour around. So is the pipe just undersized? Let's see. I don't see a blockage at all. I just see maybe one stick in there. Take a look at the stream bed. It's really nice, the moss lining it. You can tell this whole woods was underwater. This thing flooded so badly. I'm climbing down here because I want to take a better look at the pipe. Wow, look at the drainage ditch. This whole thing was underwater. Yeah, there's like one thing in there. There's just only one thing in there. I just want to try to get that out of there. Is this thing? Nope. Not going to let me stand. Kinda. It's going to kind of let me stand there. I just want to knock these out of the way. Let them pass through the pipe so they can't cause any more blockage. I can just grab that guy. There we go. And the one I was standing on, let's give it a kick so it doesn't cause a problem. Let it go right through the pipe. Go, go, go. We're gonna race it. We're gonna race it. We're gonna race it. Plowing through the bush. We're gonna race it. There's those other ones. Oh, there it comes. That was kind of cool. I just stopped to take a look at this pipe. Look at that, it's buried underneath all this vines and stuff. You can tell water doesn't go through there often because it would have broken all that brittle stuff. I just skid so far because I'm used to having rugged snow tires with spikes in them. Nope, had to take them off. The state of Maine does not allow it past May 1st. I used them for like a week past May 1st only because the roads I work on, they are actually still snow covered. The top of the state still has a good amount of water. And it really makes no sense to me why Maine makes you take them off May 1st. They should at least extend it to May 14th, in my opinion, or do what New Hampshire and Vermont does. Just let you keep them on. It's a very cold state. You don't get those really hot summers where blowouts would be kind of a problem. But a state like Massachusetts, I understand why they make you take them off so early in the year. Because there's literally no snow. It's pointless. But just since I took them off, I'm noticing the handling's horrible with normal road tires. Yeah, the stopping distance is so much further. I don't like it. But once I wear them out, I'm gonna get very aggressive ones again. I remember the only reason I didn't get aggressive ones this time is because I didn't want to listen to all the road noise when I went out west, which was, I drove 18,000 miles in those 6 weeks. All right, we helped that culvert pipe out right there a little bit. That was good. These roads sure do put a beating on vehicles. You know, my mechanic that I usually go to, I went to another mechanic. He said, it wasn't him actually. It was his state inspection guy. He told me that he would not pass my vehicle unless I did $6,100 in repairs. So I went to another shop. He's gonna do it for $2,000. That guy had a list of so much unnecessary garbage. So what happened was, when I was going over all the extreme potholes this time of year, mud season, I literally destroyed one of the struts. It ripped itself out, and for over 1,000 miles, I didn't realize what it was doing. It was banging up against the subframe, deforming it so much that a new one can't be put on, and they said it's unsafe. So right now, I'm currently driving with only one rear strut. In about a week, I'm going to get that replaced. The entire subframe has to be replaced. They're going to do it for $2,000, including both new shocks in the back. The other guy, he had a list of unnecessary crap that he wanted me to do before he would pass my vehicle's state inspection, and I knew it was BS, so I just went to another shop. He wanted me to replace one of my front headlights, which is a little bit foggy. The only reason the other one is not foggy is because I hit a tree a few years ago. It was slow speed, didn't cause much damage, but I had to replace the headlight in the hood. So the other one, it's just slightly glazed. It's not even white, and I've seen cars way worse pass inspection. But it passed inspection at another shop. He also wanted me to replace both my rear tail lights because they have a little bit of moisture in them. That is not a reason to fail a vehicle. I don't care. They still function. You can see them perfectly fine. He also wanted $1,200 to replace a plastic skid plate underneath the car that wasn't even broken. Just a couple of the plastic rivets fell out of it, so he saw that I had it temporarily suspended with bungee cords, and he didn't like that, and he thought I was an idiot, and he thought he could take advantage of me. Nope. I went home, and I used a 5-cent plastic rivet to clip up the end of it that was falling off. Problem fixed for 5 cents instead of paying him $1,200. That guy must see a lot of idiots thinking I would fall for that. That's what it was. He also wanted me to replace my oil pan because it has a dent. The dent has been in it for 3 years, and the same guy has passed me multiple times before. He said that it's going to have a problem lubricating because it's got that little dent right there. No, it's not. I've driven over 150,000 miles in the past 3 years with that dent. No issue. All right, everyone, I just passed a sign that said road flooded ahead. This is the same exact stream, I'm pretty sure, that we just saw washed out the dirt road, which is running parallel in the woods. So we're gonna see if it's still flooded. It probably receded by now, but these rivers were very high a few days ago. I wish I was up here, but I made the bad decision of going to Massachusetts and trying to find street floods, which, of course, we didn't get much of anything. I don't know if you guys can see, but in front of us on those mountains, it's snowing up there. Here we are on the other end of that road. So I guess it's not related to that same stream. We did not come across any area with flooding, and I also did not come across an area that looked like it had flooded in the past 3 days. Because believe me, if there was water going over the road in the past 3 days, that'd be very noticeable. So maybe it's further down the main road. We'll continue down there once we come upon this flood again. I just want to see if this road has any problems. This bridge right here, dangerous bridge, proceed at own risk. I'm pretty sure that sign is there for the snowmobiles so they don't go off it. Although this bridge was in very bad condition last year. They just replaced the deck, so they may have been old signs, but that wouldn't make sense why they didn't remove the signage. All right, everyone, I just turned around after I came upon the blockage again. I mean, that washout again from the opposite direction. This road's actually in very good shape. Very little potholes for mud season. They built this road very good. When it rains, the water, most of it can just go right in the ground because it's very porous. Very good road. Somebody didn't dump a bunch of garbage here, did they? Like old oil or something. I'm hoping that's not what I find. Good. It's not. They're empty. That one's got like an oily residue, but it's mostly water. All right, there's really not any contaminants here, thankfully. It was scary opening those. You never know what could be in 55-gallon drums deep in the wilderness. All right, everyone, I'm on a different road now. This road is considerably worse, but the potholes are not as bad as it could be. I'm not going to even complain about it. This is in fairly good condition. I tried to go down this road 2 weeks ago, but it was an absolute mud hole because the big rigs were still running. Now that the big rigs have stopped, most of the ruts have kind of filled in and smoothed themselves out by people running them over with lighter vehicles, and the road kind of hardened before the recent rain. So this is pretty solid and good right now. But you can still see some of the deeper tracks, like what's left over. They're obviously filled in and they hardened. The road solidified again, which is a good thing. We're gonna do a few culvert checks on here, but unfortunately this road actually goes through to another town, but I know the far end is gated, so I don't know how far we can go, but that would really suck if there's no gate and they make you go all the way back for no reason. Right here's a little bit of washout. It's a pretty steep hill. Can't do much about that. Down here, there's a big culvert pipe, and it looks like a good amount of erosion caused to it. Oh, I wonder if we're gonna come across any really bad erosion. Yeah, that's very bad right there in the top of that pipe. I've seen that not that culvert, but there's another one coming up. I've seen it wash out almost every single spring. Just keeps happening. Don't know why they don't put a bridge in. This is a permanent road. All right, everyone. Based on the road, there's no other tracks. I think I'm the first vehicle down here since the massive rainstorm we had a couple days ago, combined with snow melt. And look what we got. Can't go any further. Oh, wow. This is a deep, deep washout. Gonna have to hang up some warning ribbons around this, especially before that corner, because some people go flying on these roads, guys that got trucks that can really handle it. Nobody, absolutely no one's getting over this, no matter what vehicle they have. It's just not happening. Unless they're driving a tank. Oh, wow. So, what it looks like to me happened here is, I'm also going to go down. I don't think I've ever stopped here when it wasn't flooding. Actually, maybe I did. I think I have showed this before. This, I think, is the one that I've mentioned washes out almost every year. It might be. It may not. I'm not exactly sure. There's a couple bad spots on this road. But I'm trying to figure out, and I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to walk down in the river. There might be 2 pipes here. But even if there's 2 pipes, look how big this riverbed is. Why are you using a culvert? Just put a bridge here. This happens almost every year. But what I think happened is the river, the pipes couldn't handle it, so the water kind of backed up. It's just bashing against this rock retaining wall, washing out soil, and it just goes right through. I don't think these pipes are rusted out. I don't think that is the contributor to this. Oh, and the clog definitely didn't help it either. Look at that, it just went right underneath the pipe. Is there 2 pipes? If there's 1, that is ridiculous. Look at the size of this riverbed. This thing didn't carve itself a new valley anytime recent. There's barely any erosion. I'm not seeing another pipe. I want to take a look on the other side. Maybe we'll see something there, or who knows, maybe there's a culvert down in the woods. Don't want to walk too close to this. You don't know where it could be hollow. It's definitely hollow there, so I'm not gonna jump down, and because I could fall through anywhere there if I tried walking down. I don't know. I don't think there's another pipe. I'm just looking for a potential safe way to get across, because you don't know where this could possibly sink. Where I'm standing now could be hollow underneath. You really don't know. But I have a feeling there's only 1 pipe here. But it is positioned kind of high. Although, now that it's going underneath. That riverbed could have lowered itself, eroding some rocks. Rivers are powerful. Some of the bigger rivers move rocks in the wintertime and spring thaw. They're like half the size of a car. All right, so oh, I see a way across that log. No, I'm not gonna do that. This is a bad one. If you guys can't tell by depth, that's at least 4 feet right there. I just stepped down onto the pipe. That thing is not gonna move. I took my chance. So this right here is level with almost up to my chest. So I know it is hollow underneath here somewhere. So I'm just gonna stand on the bigger rocks, which I don't think are gonna move. Yeah, we're good. We're good, but there's definitely water going underneath us. All right. Now we're gonna walk down on this side and see what we may be able to see. I don't think another pipe washed out, because I just think it would have got stuck. I don't think it would have gone super duper far. All right, we're plowing through some trees, getting a little wet. All right. I don't see any kind of culvert pipe down there. No. Oh, I can walk through here with just these boots and back up to the vehicle. It's not flowing nearly as fast downstream. There is a bigger pipe. All right, so we're not in as much danger as I thought where I was just standing. It does have something solid underneath it. That's a giant pipe, and more than half of it is filled in. So maybe that caused it to back up and very well erode. That was a later addition because they realized it couldn't handle it. Unfortunately, I actually think I used up all my marking tape at that last washout. So I'm gonna have to improvise here. I have a bright pink box from a 12-pack of strawberry soda. I'm gonna jam a stick in the ground and just leave that box on top of it. I think that's the best I can do now. I need to start carrying marking tape when I'm out on these roads. A ton of it, I mean. I gotta stop coming out with just a couple rolls, because this season, you go through a roll or two a day. All right, so someone's driving down this road now, and that washout's right around the corner. This road's in pretty good shape, so somebody could be going a good rate of speed. Before they make the entire corner, they're gonna find this pink box on a stick, and hopefully that catches their attention enough. I jammed it in the ground pretty deep. Hopefully that draws their attention. Now, this sign right here is for the snowmobile trail. I think I'm gonna borrow one of those just to put it in front of the actual blockage, because I don't want someone falling into it. I have to improvise while I'm out here. I am just really trying to save someone from falling into this in the middle of the night, because believe it or not, this in the middle of the night, especially with rain, somebody might not see that and they could literally go into it. One time I was on one of these roads and my ribbons across the road actually saved me in the middle of the night when I was going pretty fast, because I didn't remember what road it was. My own ribbons actually saved me on one of these roads. But next mud season, 100%, I should have a better truck with a lot more space. I'm gonna carry a whole bunch of wooden sticks, a mallet, a bunch of plastic signs I can write things on, and I'm gonna start putting signage up. Like, if I had a bunch of signs, I'd take a Sharpie and I put a sign at the beginning of this road saying, wash out this many miles, because I'd record the mileage back to the actual intersection where this road branched off, so people don't waste their time coming all the way down here and hoping people don't fall into a hole. So yeah, I'm just borrowing this snowmobile sign. That's from the winter time. They'll put it back when they fix this. All those soda cans from that box are banging around in the back. I might have to put them somewhere else. I'm worried I'm going to go over a bump and one of them's going to start going all over the place. I do enjoy traveling these roads. These things like the marking tape and the signs that I plan on purchasing and putting up on these roads, I'm doing this just for my own enjoyment. I like being on these roads, and whenever I find a hazard like that, I'm going to try to stop people from crashing into it or messing up their vehicles. So I'm going to buy a bunch of signs myself. This is not my job. One logging company that I am actually volunteering for, I can get some free stuff from them, but I'm not going to go ahead and take free stuff and use them on roads that aren't theirs. Maine has over 16 million acres of logging forest. They replant it. It's basically a giant tree farm. That guy's property is only a couple thousand of those acres, so it's not even a dent of the roads that I actually travel on. I just wanted to make that clear. That was kind of scary what we saw back there, right? Sometimes you also got to think about this. When you come out to a place like this, you want to have plenty of extra gasoline, plenty of extra food, and a way to filter unlimited water for yourself to drink. Because think about it like this. I'm always out on these roads. What if I was camping on this road the night of that rainstorm and I couldn't get back out? There's no signal out here. Yes, I have a CB radio, but that only works if somebody's pretty close because there's a lot of mountains and hills. But I am prepared to stay out here for a long time, and if I got stuck, you know, if that would have happened to me like 2 years ago, I would have probably panicked. But now that I'm well prepared these days, I could just sit out there for weeks, just set up a little camp, sleep in the back of the car. I wouldn't really bother me that much. It wouldn't. Right here is a flooded area. That happens every year. There's not a pipe there for some reason. I don't know why. Here's that other pipe that nearly washed out. And this right here, these big ripples are not erosion. These, I believe, are intentional water bars to stop worse erosion. But that is a lot of erosion over there towards the drainage ditch. Alright everyone, we are back on the main road. Let's see if we can find any evidence of what those signs were talking about, the road being underwater. Right now we're in a very swampy place and there's a few major rivers coming up, so maybe we'll see something cool. Not even 5 seconds after shutting the camera off, here's a warning sign again. Road flooded, it says. Let's see if there's something cool up here. I see more warning signs up there. That might be the other side of it. This may have been where the flood is, and I don't see anything right now. Yeah, right here looks like all the grass is pushed over. This, I think, is where it was probably flooding. See that? I like how Maine just leaves the road open, and you can go down it at your own discretion. If you have a tall enough vehicle and you think you can handle it. Myself personally, yeah, it had to have been right there because there's the other sign. Myself personally, before I would drive through any floodwaters, I would walk through it with my big high boots first and make sure the road is actually there. That's the smart thing to do. You've probably seen me do that in a lot of videos. But usually I'm doing it on dirt roads, making sure the road is not soft. It's solid enough that I won't sink and get stuck, is usually what I'm looking for. And also, with this vehicle, I would never drive through more than half a foot of rushing water. Because as soon as the water is up above the wheels, then it can start pushing. You don't have any control.